In Sardinia, during the war, control measures had broken down. In 1946, Anna proposed to attempt eradication rather than control, using the insecticide DDT. Could this new insecticide eradicate from an area of some thousands of square miles anopheles that were not invaders but indigenous?
If you mean extermination, I don't think it can be done, so the should question doesn't really come up in that context. If you mean control, I think there are cases to be made for the control of disease-bearing vectors, but a great deal depends on the methods used. Some methods are much more environmentally sound than others, and we've relied in the past on often not very environmentally sound methods. That's as best as I can do for now.
The key is to at least inform people about the different ways of controlling, managing, eradicating mosquitoes, and to allow them to consider all the options that there are. And I'm drawing this mosquito this small because I don't think that mosquitoes are the problem. I think the political decisions surrounding them are what we should really be looking at.
The mosquito is a reminder that we human beings are not completely in control of the natural world. We can't escape or ignore its working. Though it may be really hard to love the mosquito, I think it's quite easy to respect the mosquito.
I do it regularly. I think everyone is in favor of eliminating mosquitoes. The question is how many mosquitoes we eliminate and what the ecological consequences of that might be.
We have to concentrate on species that carry disease. Mosquitoes are very important for the wildlife because they are the bottom of the food chain.
Mosquitoes have a place in this world, just as we have. And there are other ways of dealing with the problems mosquitoes pose to humans. There's no need to eradicate them. We can work with a problem. Now the female comes. Sorry, just 2 wings.
The process of how to try to eliminate mosquitoes is perhaps the sort of focal point of the exercise rather than the consideration of whether we will actually or should do it. I think we will try, I'm not sure we will achieve it.
That is the wrong question we ask. Maybe we should ask first whether we have done everything else which is morally necessary in order to deal with the global justice issues surrounding health and eradicating different diseases before we think about eradicating another species. That's my mosquito.
The people who are on the front lines of mosquito control are well aware of that. And in fact, it's the impossibility of eliminating mosquitoes that is part of what keeps their attention on the broader ecologies in which they live. And to me, that's what counts as public health.
Eradication or elimination of a whole species is technically really difficult, and I think it's probably unnecessary while we're working towards malaria control and control of other vector-borne diseases, when we have so many other tools that we can start bringing online in the toolbox to control these diseases.
There are some mosquitoes that are deadly vectors of diseases, and I would say they could be eliminated, especially if they're not native to the area where they have spread to. And then there's other mosquito species that are very cool, and I wouldn't want to eliminate them. They're beautiful, they have an interesting biology, and they are no threat to mankind. It's a Kulisine mosquito.
They should be domesticated. Domesticated like dogs. Dogs are our friends. Mosquitoes could also be our friends if we could properly train them to be man's or woman's best friend. It is a winged insect carrying the proboscis. Regard.
I think this is basically my mosquito.
And then the mosquito.
That's a mosquito.
This is a tiger mosquito.
Should this mosquito be eliminated?
Oh yes.
If you see a mosquito that close, it means you're really close to a mosquito.
Sardinia is an island, but it can still be invaded by labranchi brought by ships or aeroplanes. A quarantine service must be maintained as long as there is danger of the reintroduction of a malarial vector.